Hey kids, it's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. We have the Harmony bass back on the bench. This is the supplement video. We're just kind of going through what we did before, and we're going to string it, clean it, oil it, set it up, and get it ready to play again, hopefully, if it behaves. So the first video was mostly all about this little guy right here. We did some work here, just cleaning it up, pulling that off, inspected and sprayed. They actually feel much better today after a couple of days now, after we cleaned them up. Don't know about the output jack. It's just a little rusty and cruddy. I'm going to spray it again and maybe clean it out. But mostly we were paying attention to this. I had to puzzle out because there were parts missing, and the client didn't know how to put it back together and how it operated. We had to pop the neck and put a shim in it because the strings were literally an inch off the board, because this thing is, well, it is what it is. It's a small, cheap, old guitar. So what we're going to do, I already polished up and cleaned the frets a little bit. I mean, I'm not going whole hog on this guitar, but I'm going to make it play. Before I give it back to him, I'm going to clean it up and do this now. If not now, when? You follow? A little bit of oil will help it play better and look better and feel better. I don't know if it'll make it play better, but it'll feel better. It's got some just horrible fret sprout on it. I mean, it's just the amount of work that really needs to go into this little girl, that we would normally do on, say, a classic Fender or Gibson or what have you. It isn't cost effective, but we're going to do everything we can up to, and maybe even a little bit more than most guys would, I think, with a guitar like this. These little instruments tend to get written off over the course of time, and that's a shame, because it will still make a good player for some young person, I would imagine. And I'm going to guess, I'm just spitballing, but I would guess there's probably people out there that collect this sort of thing too. It is vintage, it's old. I don't know how old, but I would guess from the 80s, maybe even back into the 70s. I don't know if it's much older than that. I doubt it. Yeah, these frets are really tearing it up. It's mostly the edges are just really a little sharp. There was a big piece of booger glue, something that somebody globbed onto the fretboard there. I got that off and cleaned it. I don't know, maybe they were filling a hole with something. Don't know. Like I said, if it was a 72p bass, we'd be going all the way with it, but we're not. It's not, and we're not. I'm going to put the same strings back on if they cooperate, which they did the other day. And it should be pretty close to ready to play. All we're going to have to do is adjust it as best we can and do a setup on it. That bridge is kind of wonky. It's a weird design. I say it all the time. Almost every day I see something I've never seen before. Don't know it all, haven't seen it all, learn something new every day. That's kind of my mantra. Get on there. Stand by while I get the rest of the strings on. We'll be right back. So I wonder where we are. Let's tune it up first. And let's see if it even tunes up for me. Oh yeah. Something tells me the D string is going to be lower in the saddle or lower in the nut. It was sounding like it wanted to twang on me. Well, we're going to find out right now, aren't we? Seems to be wanting to tune up fine. Where our neck relief is. I wonder. Yeah, I think we adjusted that before. It's perfect. And I know it just didn't perfect itself. I'm pretty sure I remember doing that. It was a couple days ago. I wonder where our string height is. It's a little tall there. 6. Yeah, that D is lower than all the rest of them. So I can't really go much lower. I don't know why. Probably because that saddle is dug out more and it's metal and there's no way to fill it really unless you solder something in there and then file it down. It just is wonky. Yeah, it's just wonky. I'm not going to raise them up. They're acceptable. They're definitely acceptable. I wonder where the pickup height looks like it's really low. I'm almost afraid to try to raise that too. Because, well, it's so damn old. That's why. Is it going to raise up for me? It is. There's a piece of wonky paper on there. I wonder what somebody was trying to finagle with that. Old guitars. Oh, that's perfect. Went too far with that one, I think, a little bit. I really want to know why the D string is lower than all the rest, because the saddle does not look like it's lower. Is it lower up here? Not really. Yeah, I think it's a little lower here. And I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to call this a victory because it wasn't playing at all and we couldn't get string action. I got the bridge put together. I got it to where it's pretty close. It's like 7 to 664. 7, 6, just above 5, and 6 again. So that's playable. It's acceptable and it's playable and it doesn't look terrible. It's just weird that the D string is lower by, I don't know, a millimeter than the rest of them, and it shouldn't be, but who knows why. It could be that it's dug down in there a little more or over here a little bit more. Wonder what it sounds like. Is it still tuned up? Is it holding tune? Hell no. I don't know. Is it going to make sound for me? Yeah, at least our pots aren't making noise, and neither is the output jack, so we cleaned them up pretty good. Pretty interesting. Little Blue Oyster Cult for you. The only thing is we got to put the cover back on. Is it going to fit? Yes, it does. There's just a little bolt that goes on there. Boy, my laptop is making so much noise today. The fan keeps coming on. It did get warmer today. It's been kind of chilly in South Florida. Chilly for us is 50, 55, 60 degrees. That's chilly for us. Nope. Fail. I'm going to call this a win. He brought it to me in pieces. Didn't know where some of the pieces went. I puzzled it out for him. It seems to be holding to him pretty good. It's not terrible. The intonation is absolutely wonked on it, and there's no way to adjust that back here. It's just a tilty, really cheaply thought out engineering failure there. But it is what it is. It plays, and you know, for a young person, it'd still make a good little guitar. Yeah, I think. Anyway, it's Blackjack with 396 guitars. You never know what's going to hit my bench. I'm not afraid, almost not afraid of anything. I love a challenge. This one came out good. It's a success. It's going back to the client. It's going to play well. Puzzled out his problem. We'll talk soon. Remember, if you dig what I'm doing, like and subscribe, and please share.